Hello, Devin.
Hello, Heather.
At
How are you?
long last, technology has not failed me.
Yeah, we've been around the briar patch with this one a little bit.
I think this is a steep learning curve for everyone on many levels, but it's
Yeah,
causing
almost
us to find ingenious strategies. So that's a good thing, right?
is. Yeah,
Shows our resilience.
yes. My home
So I wanted
office.
to talk to you. You've been doing a series of videos, which are greatly appreciated, and you're doing them and posting them on social media so everyone can see them. What I want to focus on with these videos is how to handle stress and anxiety, how they manifest in the body, what we can do about it in this time when we're all going through a tremendous amount of uncertainty and so on and so forth. So I really liked the one you did where you were talking about the shoulders, the neck, the what is it, the joint, the T. I always get those initials wrong.
EMJ.
So I noticed I've been clenching my teeth, which I've never done before. So that was very useful because so many things we're not aware of that can really help us. And you have this tremendous toolkit to draw from being a registered massage therapist, Thai yoga instructor, and practitioner yoga instructor for ages, singer-songwriter, just to throw that in there. So I wondered
Yeah,
what you could do to help anyone who was watching this video deal with what's happening right now.
for sure. Well, I mean, the most important thing I find right now is to keep some kind of a routine, and I've really been trying to do that. And part of that is moving, especially for people who just really aren't even leaving the house that much. It's a bit of a shock, I think. So, although maybe there's a lot of people who are basically going from home to the office anyways, and might not have noticed they weren't outside that much. For me, it's a big shock because I'm usually indoors for quite a few hours of the day. But yeah, it's important to keep your body moving because when the body is not moving, our brains start to melt down a little bit. So it's very difficult to even know how much stress you're going through until you actually start to move and feel the muscles and the tension and the weakness and the tiredness. And so often we don't notice it's happening until it starts to build up into a headache or that feeling of being really like heavy or really like stressed. And sometimes even the way that we react kind of on an emotional level is let's say altered by the amount of tension and maybe soreness and pain that we have in our bodies. So it's really important to do some kind of movement. Now, it doesn't have to be like a workout. You don't have to think about I need to go to the gym, but just ways that you can introduce some healthy, robust movement into the day.
Yeah, I also like the fact that you were addressing the areas that most North Americans seem to have trouble with because we are hunched over our computers and now we're on them 24/7. Hopefully
Mhm.
the internet doesn't cut out on us or we'll all be
Hopefully
desperately
it's not. I don't
climbing
know.
out the windows.
Yeah, maybe it would be a good thing also. I don't know. One of the things I've found the last, say, 4 or 5 days is, man, I'm just doing so much more like web conferencing, emailing, Facebook, Twitter. It's almost too much at this point in time. Like now I have to just actually leave the house and just sit quietly and stare off into space sometimes. There's just
Yeah.
so much. But yeah, and the thing is, like, as a massage therapist, I will say I see pretty much the same 4 or 5 things in 90% of the work that I do. And yeah, it's tense shoulders, tense neck, stiff back, poor posture, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, the purpose of these videos that I'm releasing every day around 1 o'clock is to just spend a little time, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour maximum, and just have a little routine that you can follow through. They're not complicated. They're not onerous. They're not too sweaty. It's just a little bit of breathing, a little bit of moving, some stretching, and I throw in some self-massage techniques that I know or that I've learned or that I've made up from the Thai massage background and the
Right.
massage therapy background, the yoga and all that stuff.
Are they also going to be on your website or just on social media for now?
Well, so I first started doing it by attempting to live stream them, but soon realized my internet connection kind of sucked. So the videos were crashing as I was going. So I decided I'm going to do the video the day before and then I'll post it in the afternoon. So they will be available. How? I'm not exactly sure. They're going to be on YouTube one way or the other.
Oh, that's a good
Uh,
idea.
will be available for sure, as long as I can keep them up. So if you want to go back to one that you weren't sure, or you want to watch the same thing over and over again because you like the sound of my voice, that's okay. You could do that too.
That's really great. And you do have a beautiful voice, so it works out well.
Well, so do you. You're lovely. Thank you.
So let's get to the meat of it.
Okay. Or if you're vegetarian, the tofu.
Yes, no offense.
No offense. Let's get to the beans of it. So did you want to do a little routine now? We could do like just a couple minutes right now of some of the stuff I did in the last few days.
Yeah, I when I was out on my walk today, I don't know what happened, but I slipped and fell on the ice, and I felt like I
Mm.
really jarred this part. So now I'm acutely aware of how tight everything is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
important if you've jarred it, then you want to keep doing like regular range of motion every day. So one of the basic things you can do is just a full rotation where you try to control the shoulder blade and do a full rotation with the shoulder nice and slow and see if you can keep it within a narrow space. So what you can do is go close to a wall and can you reach the arm overhead and all the way back and down without touching the wall? And can
right.
you do it without turning into the movement too much, which is shortening the pectoral muscles? And just do it. If there's pain, you got to watch that area and don't be going through it. But as you start to recover from that fall, you'll be able to go further and further. Yeah. So
And the shrugging, does that help too? Like when you're
shrugging is always good to move the shoulder blades. I do it, anytime feeling a little stiff. But I find that, a lot of people, when they're working a lot and they start to get that heavy feeling in the shoulders, the stiffness in the shoulders, they want to stretch and they want to kind of loosen up. But one of the things I recommend instead is to do some, what I tend to call juicing up type of things. It's contracting the muscle. It's a type of strengthening, but it's not aiming to get bigger muscles. It's just aiming to put some circulation and some nerve energy into the muscles to contract them and then allow them to release afterwards, which often has, I find, a much stronger effect as far as making the muscles feel lighter and a little bit more pliant, let's say. Because really what those muscles are doing is they're screaming for the fact that they're sitting there, slowly lengthening out as the knuckles slowly drag onto the ground. What you want to do is feel that feeling of the shoulder blades coming together, the chest opening, the ribs moving. You start to get some warmth, some circulation there, and then you start to feel better. So I can show you a quick routine to get juicy. If you still have your book handy
oh, my book.
or something, you can use the
Well,
yoga book.
with all the different moving around and shifting, I'm sure I have a book. I have lots of books.
If you don't
Is
have
there a
one, we can
certain
do
thickness
without
it should be?
it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Something
Okay.
as long as it's a little bit firm and stiff.
What's that?
If you don't have one, that's fine. We'll do without it. Meanwhile, for everybody who's waiting while I had this going over the book, you can start by doing some shoulder circles. Oh, that's perfect. That one's even got a little weight to it. You might get a couple extra muscles from that one. Okay,
And our
so what you're
friend
going to
is
do.
on the cover, so there you go.
Hey, how's it going, Gwen? So what we're going to do here is basically put our hands on the edge of the book like this, okay? And then you're going to see if you can't press into the book as if you're trying to squish it and make Wayne half the size he is right now. So you put some force there, and already you're going to feel the shoulder muscles fire up a little bit. And what I want you to do is lengthen out the elbows forward like this. You can go ahead and spread your fingers out a little bit. Try to just feel like you're pressing with your palms. It's actually going to feel like a lot of work. So you should feel the underarms start to wake up a little bit. Now, what I want you to do from here is I'm turning, but you stay the same. You're going to push your shoulders as far forward as you can, and then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades as far back as you can, and then push and squeeze and push and squeeze. You could do like 5 to 10 of those, and go ahead and take a little break there. The second part of what we do here is we grab the outer edges of the book, and now we're going to rip that book in two. Really try to tear it apart. And then you can do the same thing. Bring the shoulder blades down. You're going to bring the book forward, and then you're going to pull the shoulder blades back, push the shoulder blades forward, pull the shoulder blades back, push the shoulder blades. Again, you do about 5 to 10 of those, whatever
And
you
I'm
have
keeping
time.
my elbows straight, right? We're not bending our elbows.
You know what? That's not too important. What's really important,
Okay.
don't let these guys go up. So oftentimes when people do it, they'll start to go like, you want them back. Squeeze down and back.
Oh yeah, it's
down.
hard.
You see the difference? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit tethered up there. That's normal.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you 2 other variations of this and another one if we have time. We're going to do the same thing, but over the head. Okay? So pushing on the edges like this. Notice I'm not doing that. I'm letting the elbows come together. Keeping it like this, squeeze, lift it up over your head, and then see if you can go up and down and up and down. Squeeze, really try to squeeze into that book. It will not be easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's not very long, so who cares? You can do anything for a short time. Good. Now lift, 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 squeeze, and pull the arms back a little bit. Oh, and relax for a sec. Blood rushes down. A little bit of warmth. Maybe a lot. Maybe a bit of sweat. It's okay. Grab the edges, pull. Same thing. Drop the shoulder blades down, bring the arms up, pull, rip the book in two. You can do it, Heather. I've seen you do some things before. See as you pull, if you can, slowly draw the arms back and back and back and pull and back and smile and leave your pain face at home. Okay, and relax. Okay, we're gonna do one more here, okay? So here we're gonna grab, actually no, we'll push like this. There's lots of variations we can do in this. This time I want the elbows to be the same width as the book. Okay, that's perfect. Give it a little bit of pressure. You're gonna keep this shape of 90 degrees with the arms. Look, I'll go sideways so you can see better. Keep that shape, and then you're gonna, I think about it, one of those machines, you know, that gets a dumpster and pours it into the truck. This is the motion, okay? You're like that arm on the dumpster mover truck. Somebody can tell me what that's called. And you're gonna bring it back and bring it back and try to breathe and press into the book. And then we can slowly release. Take your time. Okay, do that, a few neck circles, and I guarantee you'll start to wake up. And your shoulders are gonna thank you for it.
Okay.
Nice. Well done, Heather.
Oh, I can hear everything.
Absolutely. And go and do the video of the neck. I think it was the first one I put out. Do the neck thing afterwards, guys. Go out and do that, and you will be in good shape to get back to work. Yeah.
Feeling better already.
It really like energizes. Instead of just, you could stretch, stretching feels good. You go back to work, 5 seconds later, you start to feel the pain again. This energizes you. Now you feel the shoulders back, and when you're working, maybe your posture's a little bit better.
Yes. I'm trying to be very aware of my posture, and I think we all should be because of that hunched overness as well as this. Like, we're going to all end up being little balls rolling around in the street or something.
So there's this thing called the red light posture, and there was this research done on the date and so on are escaping me. But what they did is they took people and they had a flash camera attached to a microphone, and they would have a person stand in front of the camera, and they would fire a starter pistol behind them. So basically, what happened as soon as the starter pistol would fire, you'd capture the instant of what happened physically in the reaction to the sound of the starter pistol. The person wouldn't know when it would fire, so it's a complete startle,
Right.
jump scare type of thing. And then they filmed it, and they found that there was the same physiological response to this startling sound, and that was to jut the head forward and lean forward like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the shoulder blades protecting the back and the neck out, which now you see the neck out for most people, though that actually makes you more vulnerable. But if you look at four-legged creatures, it actually protects their body and their neck. And we just haven't adapted and evolved to that.
That's so interesting.
So the same thing happens when we're under stress chronically, like we adopt that scared position, protecting the back, protecting the neck, everything tense, ready to be struck from behind at any moment. So all these exercises are trying to get us out of that shape.
Do you have any favorite meditations that you would recommend? Like when you say you have to go and, just decompress from all the videos and media and so on, is there something you do that really helps to ground and bring you back to a good place?
My personal, it's very individual, and I've practiced a few different styles, but my personal favorite thing is just to do breathing exercises, of which I have a few. And one of the videos I'm going to do, I'll go through like the sequence that I normally do, except that a couple of them take a little bit of practice. They're not super obvious to do right from the start, but I like to go, there's about 4 or 5 of the different exercises, and it just oxygenates and changes the blood gas volumes in the blood, which changes how the nervous system is reacting. It strengthens and tones all the diaphragms in the body, and it's a perfect sort of zenning out type of thing. It's like taking all the faders and knobs and tweaking them just so, and at the end you could see better colors and everything just sort of like goes still for a while. But that's what works for me.
Oh, I'm a big proponent of breathing. I think everyone should do it.
Yeah. Well, I had one yoga teacher that said, it's okay, stop breathing and all your troubles will go away.
Well, that is true too.
So, both are accurate.
Right, right.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
mantras, the reason why I like mantras is because we always have these internal mantras going on anyway, and most of the time they're not very positive. So
Hmm.
I find sometimes if you can repeat something over and over that has a more positive spin on it, then maybe it can help all this internal chatter that say, doom and gloom or what if or who knows, all those things.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I know is really powerful, but I haven't really like made it consistent in the things I do. And also I do like chanting. I enjoy chanting. It's something I don't do consistently enough, but when I do it, it's really quite a powerful thing to do.
It's extremely powerful, especially in a group setting. Maybe you can do a live feed and we can just all sit around for half an hour chanting Om or something.
I was thinking about something like that, except of course the video would cut out and I'd be like, oh, or something like that. But hey, something in the future. I'm sure somebody's out there doing this already, but I'd be happy to work something out.
I like to have the local resources so that when all this is over, people know how to reach out to people that can help them in their community and get some. I think that's going to be very important in the coming weeks. Is just testing that resiliency and helping each other out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I would love to feel, I want to feel helpful and useful in what's going on. It's sometimes difficult to know how to be that for people.
For sure.
And so that, this sort of 1 o'clock thing that I'm doing is a little sample of that, to try to stay active and connected. Because of course, usually I'm with clients throughout the week. So
Yeah.
in the absence of that, it's an attempt to sort of stay in touch with people.
So if people have questions, should they just send something to your Facebook page or your Instagram? I'll put your email if that's
Mhm.
okay
Yeah.
on this.
I like emails for questions. Like my email, you can send it to rmt@devinjohnstone.com, which is DEVINJOHNSTONE.com. And I'm happy to try to answer as many questions as come along that, or whatever I can do in terms of talking to people. And as well, yeah, there's the Facebook. So Devin Johnstone RMT is the Facebook where I'm posting up all those videos we talked about. So you can go check me out on there. Devin is DEVIN and Johnstone with an E at the end. And if you want to Facebook me, that's fine too. I also have an Instagram account, which is a little bit different. That's moved to be all one word .free. And that's a little bit more of my general movement explorations and my playing with parkour and other stuff. So if you're
Yeah,
interested.
I think that is so appropriate right now. Maybe we can do another chat soon
Sure.
about using stuff in your environment, which you have been doing
Absolutely.
quite cleverly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find that my experience with the mentality of like parkour is always use whatever's in your environment and never like accept there's nothing I can do, because there's always something I can do. If we're in full lockdown and I can't leave the house, guarantee I will be doing stuff. If I'm in a cell 1 foot by 1 foot, I'm going to be trying to do push-ups with my toes. There's that attitude don't give up and always feel that you can be improving yourself, making yourself stronger, challenging yourself. And that's for sure happens around the house all the time. I've been doing some very wacky stuff here. We'll talk about another
Oh,
time.
I'm sure.
That I enjoy thoroughly.
Well, thank you so much, and I will post this evening, and that's great. We'll talk soon.